Hey Phoebe, hope you can hear me all right. I think there's country music playing in the background.
Love that.
Just wanted to ask you what you've thought of your year so far. I know maybe you don't focus on your own statistics, but you've been, I think, an anchor back there on the back line, just with a few changes throughout the course of the season. You seem pretty consistent. Just how have you liked the way that your season's played out so far? Obviously, factor in the team successes.
Yeah, I think that we have like a really good mentality on the team right now about just bringing our personal best every day, and the ability that that has to influence everybody else on the team to also bring their best. Um, it's just like a really good environment, and I think if anything, that's what you're seeing is just my teammates raising the standard in myself and myself raising the standard in my teammates, continually pushing to grow each other and just get better.
Thanks, Charles. And then we'll go to Steve.
Hi, Phoebe. To kind of follow up on that, you made your 50th appearance for the Reign last week. You're now a veteran on the team. You've worn the armband a couple times. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about kind of your evolution as a pro player and kind of becoming one of the more senior players on the team and how that experience has felt for you.
Yeah. I mean, 50 is a crazy number. That's so wild. I haven't really even thought about how many games that is. It feels crazy. But as far as my growth, I think I had a lot of maturing to do. I think as we all do, coming out of college, going to the Pride, going overseas, getting to the Reign, adjusting with this team who was full of that veteran presence and really getting to lean on them and see how they worked and how they all carried out their business and the level of professionalism that it really takes to be a top player, a top team in this league. Um, I've really just tried to replicate a lot of what they've done and to still have great leaders on the team. Like Lou is such a um, confidant for me. She's always somebody I can talk to, somebody who's obviously been through literally everything, and just still is always pushing the level, pushing to get the most out of us. And I think that unrelenting spirit is something that really resonates with me and is something that I rely on really heavily.
Thanks. And looking ahead to the game this weekend, Bay's kind of changed up their attack quite a bit in their first few games. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about what you are expecting to see from them from looking at the tape so far this year and kind of how you're planning to address their myriad number of options in attack.
I think that, and I've said this to you guys before, but we always have to focus on what we're doing. I think that every team in this league has ample people up top that are going to throw speed, strength, tactical ability, technical ability at you. There's not really a bad team in the league. Everybody's good. You never know what you're going to get on any given week. So I think just hammering home our principles and focusing on what has been making us really solid and really good in the past games and amplifying those things while also tweaking some of the areas of inconsistency that we've had are really what our focuses have been.
Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. And then Charles.
I know she's not in your position group, but Sam Mesa's come in and kind of been a strong, I'm sure you know now, strong presence for you guys. Just what have you seen from her, I guess, jumping from last year to this year? Obviously, she was on loan last year, but she's kind of filled in when, you've had G or Jess down and, seemingly held things down at the midfield. I know she's typically in front of you. What have you seen from Sam so far this year?
I love Sam Meza. I think that she really encapsulates like everything that you want out of a teammate, and she just has that championship mentality. She just wants to go out there and give everything that she can on any given day. She's incredibly open to like constructive criticism. She's always asking and willing to take things on board, and um, she's another one who's like mentality and like just showing up every day and trying to give her best, whatever that best is it just helps the team so much. And I've been so happy to see her excel and do really well.
Thanks, Charles. Any other questions for Phoebe? And go ahead again, Charles.
I was going to wait to see if there was another meaningful one, just because I see the Eagle. Were you paying attention to the draft last night? Is
Yes.
there? Okay.
I turned it on
was
just for
waiting
our
for
one draft pick.
There you go. Well, yeah, how long it takes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. I figured if there was something else important, I would get some less critical out of the way.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm pumped about the Birds. I love the Eagles so much. I love, from like the leadership question you asked earlier, I think that AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, all those guys are people who I aspire to be like. I think that the team that they created in Philadelphia last year is one of the coolest teams from a perspective of like they just loved each other and bought into what their collective mission was. It's a lot of the stuff you don't see on the field that they talk about a lot. And I love them. Go Birds, baby.
So actually, that's great because now I haven't really had the chance to ask a professional athlete this, but do you see the way that other teams' cultures are? And I know the Reign culture is something that's been, instilled for years because of the originals, right? But when you see other teams, like you mentioned, that have that culture, that bond, or other things like, certain leaders, do you ever try to take that? It sounds like you do, but do you ever try to take that sort of thing away just to instill in your thing? Because it seems cool to kind of hear that other athletes look at each other and say, yes, this is something that I want to see, with our group.
Yeah, for sure. I think specifically going back to the Eagles again, AJ Brown posted a picture of a book that he had read. It's called Inner Excellence. He was reading it on the sideline, which was crazy at the time. But I was like, if this is a book that AJ Brown's reading on the sideline, I think I should probably read this book. And I have, and it's amazing. And I think we would all, like every player in the league, would be so remiss not to at least pay a little attention to what other super high achieving athletes are doing and how they're doing it, because the path to success is wide and varying. There's a million ways to do and get to what you want to get to. And I think finding people whose path resonates with you can be hard at times, but if you're looking, there's always somebody there. So, yeah, I definitely look to athletes in any sport to find some of that similarity.